Today we turn our attention to the Scottish Hydroelectric Cup and Shield competitions. Still plenty of local interest, including 2 in the Cup and 3 in the Shield. But by the end of the programme, how many will be in the quarter-finals? Welcome to Borders Rugby Roundup from a very wet Hawick, and we'll be bringing you details very shortly of how Hawick YM got on against DL in the Shield second round. But let's first of all start with the Cup. Selkirk made it through to the quarter-final stage of the Scottish Cup with a 30-24 win at home to Premier 3 team Kirkcaldy, scoring 6 tries in the process, including 2 each for Lee Jones and Alistair Lyle. Holders Melrose ran in 3 tries in their game at Aberdeen in a 32-22 victory, with Scott White kicking the rest of the points. Here's forwards coach John DL.
The game we came up to Aberdeen, we knew it would be quite a tricky fixture. Never an easy place to come after a 3-hour bus journey, but the first half it was pretty sunny, with no wind at all, played really, really well, and the conditions kind of changed in the second half, but thought we're always, doing enough to win. And the Cup, it's, you win ugly, get into the next round, that's what it's about.
In the Shield, Peebles, who have the easiest path to Murrayfield of all the Borders teams, beat Trinity Accies 39-12 at Bangham to progress to the quarter-finals on April the 18th. They managed 6 tries in poor conditions. Jedforest joined Peebles in the next round with a convincing 8-try win at home to Livingston, including a hat-trick from Jamie McCraw and 2 from skipper Ross Goodfellow. Here's Laing Speirs.
Jed waited nearly an hour to take control of this game, but then they unleashed the pace and the strength that saw them through. 8 tries was the reward for some pretty penetrative running during the afternoon. Not that Livingston were out of this. They were twice in the lead, they scored 3 tries themselves, and they really enjoyed their day out. There was really only one result from an ill-balanced pairing in the sense of size, physique and pace. Jed did enough to ensure that they're on course for what could be another appearance in the Shield final at Murrayfield. They looked pretty good in the second half.
Well, here at Hawick in the Shield competition, the prize was a trip to Glasgow Hawks to take on the Premier 1 favourites for the competition on their home patch. Was it going to be DL making the trip there, or was it going to be Hawick YM? The Redskins were fielding a below-strength side due to their growing injury list. They were also playing into the strong wind in the first half against a team 1 division higher. So the odds were certainly stacked against them, and in the opening exchanges, as expected, DL put YM under a lot of pressure, and if it wasn't for some handling errors, they would probably have scored a couple of tries. But Hawick stuck in, won several turnovers, and were comfortable running the ball from deep. It was YM who opened the scoring on 11 minutes with this penalty by Gregor Welsh, and a try on 25 minutes from Lee Armstrong put them further ahead. That try gave them plenty of encouragement, and it proved that despite the elements going against them, it was not impossible to get points on the board, and they put some delightful play together, including this move from Nish, Rennick, Armstrong and Desport. Tinlin was bundled into touch, but once again they gained plenty of territory. On 35 minutes, flying winger Glyn Desport used his pace to score a fabulous solo try to take the points total up to 13. Many thought that Welsh had kicked the conversion, but the flags stayed down. Andy Hill got a penalty to reduce the deficit, but in the last move of the first half, DL's replacement scrum half Ross Donachie ran in for a try. Hill converted to make the score 13-10 at the break. YM had the wind advantage in the second half, and what about this for a bit of opportunism from Gregor Welsh, the first drop goal by any YM player for 5 years, and what a time to produce it. DL came right back though with a Paul Beer try converted by Hill to snatch the lead, and at 17-16 both teams were committed to open rugby. And here's a particularly exciting passage of play. With 8 minutes left, the sun came out and Hamish Nish put a speculative kick in towards the corner. But Lee McQuinney had trouble hanging on to the ball, and there was Alan Douglas to race in and dive on it before it crossed the dead ball line. That put the Redskins back in front, and Welsh made no mistake, adding the extra 2 points. One final move saw prop Stephen Findlay burst through the centre. He was stopped, but there were men out on the right, and a desperate dive in the corner looked to have got DL to within a point right at the death. But referee David Changling, consulted with his touch judge, explained the decision to the players and ruled out the score before blowing the final whistle for the end of the match. Final score, Hawick YM 23, DL 17.
Terrific performance, great effort for the lads, every single one of them did their bit. Unfortunately there's a bit of a toll with the two young fellas, Kieran and Scotty, picking up the bad injuries. Hopefully they recover quickly and it doesn't affect their long-term careers in rugby, because I'm sure both have got a future. I think everybody stuck in real well. We're thrilled to bits to get the result, and it's no more than we deserved, really.
There was a full East League programme on Saturday, with 6 of our 7 teams winning. Hawick Lindeen are still unbeaten in East League 1, while St Boswell's loss at home to Edinburgh Northern in East League 2 dented their hopes of promotion. But that's it for today. There's no programme next week because, of course, it's the Melrose Sevens, covered exclusively by the BBC. But we'll be back in a couple of weeks' time to catch up on the Cup and Shield competition, and also the Sevens tournaments played at Hawick and Berwick.